Welcome, my dear friends, to a new presentation from Easy Walk to English Grammar. Today, you can see our library, the library of Easy Walk to English Grammar. Dear friends, if you observe the books closely, you can see that we lack a Shakespeare text in our library. So, we have to add Shakespeare as well in our library. As well? What does that phrase mean as well? Can you or do you understand the meaning of the word, the phrase as well in this context? If not, we have to learn what does the phrase as well mean in this context. Shall we move on? Dear friends, the phrase as well means also or too. Means when we add as well in a sentence, it can bring into the sentence the meaning of also or too. This explanation will become more clear if we look into some examples. Shall we look into them? Let's look into the examples. The first example is she knows the truth as well. If we explain the sentence simply, we can say that she knows the truth also. The meaning of the phrase as well is also. But certain sentences, we can understand them only if we apply them to certain context. Here, you just imagine that the particular she in this sentence is doing some actions suitable to the situation. Actions which are suitable to the situation. She can act so perfectly only because she knows the truth. Hope you understood. In that sense, we can use as well. She knows the truth as well. It's because of that she acts so perfectly in this context. Looking into the second example, we can see that I start to learn Spanish as well along with English. Here, there is no much difficulty to understand this sentence. I start to learn Spanish also with English. That's the meaning of as well here. When we go for the third sentence, we can see, though a passionate science student, he loves music as well. He is a passionate science student. He loves science so much. He wants to study science always. At the same time, he loves music. He also loves music. That's the meaning of as well in this sentence. Though a passionate science student, he loves music as well. In all these contexts, you can say that we have placed as well either at the end of the sentence or at the end of a clause. Clause in simple sentence, we can say that the different sections, the different divisions of a sentence. We can place as well either at the end of a sentence or at the end of a clause. That's the apt place where we should place as well. I think these things are clear for you now. Now, dear ones, it's very interesting to learn certain variations of as well. For example, might as well, may as well. These are usages. We can use them confidently in English sentences only if we know the meaning of them. It's very important. It means without knowing the exact meaning of these phrases, if we use them in certain sentences, the meaning of the sentences can become absurd, foolish. So, it's very important to learn the meaning of these phrases. Oh, what happened to her? She is ill. Nothing serious. She has got a fever. Let's listen to what her husband says about this. I might as well go to the party alone. My wife is not well. This is what the husband says. Might as well. What does the phrase mean in this sentence? Might as well. Of course, here we do not use the phrase in the sense also, as we learned a little before. The meaning of the phrase might as well is entirely different from the meaning of as well. That is also. We cannot use might as well in the sense of also. The meaning is different. Here, might as well means for the husband, there is nothing better to do. As his wife is ill, he has to go alone to the party. That's the meaning of might as well. Nothing better can be done, so we have to act like this. A much awaited or something else that we desired cannot be done in that context as something opposite has happened. We have to change our plan because some other opposite things, some other contrary things have happened. In that context, we can use might as well. To explain this phrase a little more detail in this context, we can say like this. Here, the husband and wife planned to go to the party alone. But on the day of the party, wife became sick and they cannot go together to the party on that day. So their plans has to be changed. And as they were invited to the party, at least one of the couple should be present in that party, and here our poor husband has to go alone to the party because his wife is not well. No other action, no better action can be done because something opposite to our expectation has happened. In that context, we can use might as well. We can do this action because nothing better can be done for the time being. I might as well go to the party alone. My wife is not well. I hope you understood. If not, as I always request you to do, please repeat to watch the video. Listening to the context a number of times will help you a lot in understanding the topic. Coming back to our point here, instead of might as well, we can also use may as well, as we see in this sentence. We may as well remain at home because a bad weather is reported. We may as well remain at home because a bad weather is reported. Actually, we wanted to go out, but a bad weather is reported through the news, and we cannot do anything better than remaining at home itself. No other better action can be done at this context because a bad weather is reported. Something opposite has happened to our expectation. So that's the meaning of may as well and might as well. Both have the same meaning. But might as well is more common than may as well. In any informal or formal situation, we can confidently use might as well in this sense than may as well. Using may as well is not an error, but it's better to use might as well because the native people commonly use might as well more than may as well. That's all. Hope you understood. Like might as well and may as well, we need to know the meaning of two more phrases, and they are as well and just as well. These are also important phrases that we should know to make our English perfect. Here you may think, hasn't we learned as well before? I'm really sorry. Here, a variant meaning of as well is what we are going to deal with. It's entirely different from the sense also when we apply as well in some other place than in the end position. A little before, in the beginning of the video, we learned we have to place as well at the end of a sentence or that of a clause. When we place as well at the end of a clause or a sentence, it can mean also, but when its place changes, the meaning also changes. That's what we are going to look into, as well and just. Hi, my dear ones, we are here to enjoy the wildlife. You can now see some giraffes. And what sights are there that we can come across in our further journey? We are in a safari. We are to enjoy and to know in detail about the wildlife. In that case, it's as well to have a good company when you go for a safari. Oh, that's true. We need a good company when we go for a safari. When we have to go for a safari, when we need to enjoy and when we need to look into the lifestyle of wild animals, we should not go along with a boring company. We cannot enjoy them. We cannot enjoy anything from the safari. We should have an apt company, a good group of friends with us when we go for safari. It's as well to have a good company when you go for a safari. What does the phrase as well mean here? Yes, something is probably good. That's the meaning of as well in this context. Something is probably good. It's as well to have a good company when you go for a safari. It's good to have a good company when you go for a safari. That's a sense we can bring into this sentence when we use as well here. And dear friends, if you closely observe the sentence, you can see that we have placed as well immediately after the verb. Means we did not place as well at the end of the sentence or a clause. Instead, we placed it just after the verb is. When we place as well in that place, that particular place, the meaning of as well is something is probably good. You will become more clear about this meaning when we look into some more examples. The first example is, it was just as well that we missed the flight because it crashed while landing. It was just as well that we missed the flight. It was good that we missed the flight. We couldn't get into the flight. We missed the flight and we were unhappy then. We were much worried then because we missed the flight. But when the news came now, that particular flight crashed while landing. Now we think it was just as well that we missed the flight. What does the phrase just as well mean here? Yes, it was good. It was our fortune. It was, or we were fortunate that we missed the flight because that flight crashed while landing. If we had been in the flight, we would have died by the time. So it was good to miss the flight. That it was probably good, that sense is brought to the sentence with the help of the phrase just as well. That's the meaning of the phrase just as well. It was just as well that we missed the flight because it crashed while landing. We can use as well or just as well in the same meaning. We used as well in our previous example of safari, and we used just as well in this context. Both have the same meaning when we place it immediately after the verb. The second example, it's as well for you to spend a whole year in learning yoga since it improves your health. It's as well for you to spend. It's good. It's probably good for you to spend a whole year in learning yoga because it improves your health. Since it improves your health, it's as well. Going for the third example, it's just as well to search for a job because sitting idle will put you in despair. It's just as well to search for a job. It's probably good to search for a job because sitting idle will put you in despair. Because if you remain lazy inside the house, it will take you into despair. You will become disappointed gradually. It will ruin your life. So it's better to search for a job. And we get that sense by using just as well in this sentence. It's just as well to search for a job because sitting idle will put you in despair. My dear friends, I hope you understood the meaning of the phrases as well and just as well when we place them immediately after the verb. And I also hope that you understood the difference between placing as well at the end of the sentence or a clause and placing as well immediately after the verb. The meaning changes. Without knowing these differences, you cannot write perfect English sentences using as well. If you feel still doubtful, please don't forget to watch the video till you become comfortable with the topic. Now, friends, it's also better to know the difference of the meaning of these words. Difference of the meaning, I mean the difference in the sense when we use these words in certain contexts. It's better to know those things. It will help you to make your sentences perfect in English, and knowing those differences will certainly help you to remain confident in using English language. So let's go for that. Also is commonly used in writing. We can use also mostly in writing, whereas we can use as well in speaking than in writing. Means as well is widely used in speaking than in writing. I think now you understood the difference between the uses of also and as well. Also is a formal term. We can use it in writing, whereas as well is is a semi-formal or an informal usage, and we can use them widely in speaking. Use it widely in speaking. Now one more adverb is there, to. To is common in responses to good wishes. If somebody wishes you as a response or in the response to that good wishes, you can apply to. And to can also be used in responses which consist of a single pronoun. I know that you are confused in this explanation. We can look into this explanation in detail. Before moving on to that, let me tell you one thing. We have done a detailed video in the use of to and many such adverbs, and the video is in our channel, Adverbs of Degree. If you would like to know more about the uses of to and such kinds of adverbs, please do visit the channel and watch Adverbs of Degree. I can also give the link of that particular video in the description box. Now we can move on to the explanation, the detailed explanation for the rule that we told along with to. Common in responses to good wishes or in responses which consist of a single pronoun. Here we can see a wish. Have a nice day. When somebody wishes you like this, you can respond, thanks. You enjoy your day too. We are giving them the wish back. We are returning the wish. You enjoy your day too. So, for good wishes, we can return the wishes by adding the word to, by adding the adverb to. I think you understood. Likewise, in another sentence, we can look into another thing. Oh, today is my shopping day. If we say something like this to someone else, they can respond, yeah, mine too. If they are also planning to shop today, they can tell like this, mine too. Here mine is a single pronoun and we added to. to indicate something similar is about to happen or we are planning to do something similar. If you want to know more about pronouns, we have a number of videos in our channel related to personal pronouns, possessive pronouns, relative pronouns. I can give the links of those videos in the description box, or you may please visit our channel Easy Walk to English Grammar and watch those videos. They will help you a lot in improving your English language. And I think by the time the third explanation that we discussed a little before, along with to, you are okay with that explanation now. Please repeat to watch the video if you still feel doubtful. One more thing related to the topic that we dealt just now is that as well and to are generally preferred to also in imperative clauses. Imperative clauses means clauses that help us to uh, communicate or to convey orders, requests, suggestions, commands, etc. And in those imperative clauses, it's better to use as well or to than also. The native English people generally won't use also in those imperative clauses. Instead, they use as well and to. So, uh, it's better for us also to use as well and to instead of also in imperative clauses. We can look into one example related to this matter. Have a nice day. This is what we look into a little before, but this thing is very important, so we repeat the example once more, and as a response you can use you thanks, you enjoy your day too. Here instead of to you cannot use also. You enjoy your day also. It's incorrect. Please use to itself. Thanks, you enjoy your day too. That's what the rule meant to tell you. After dealing with one more matter, we can wind up this useful video, and that matter is, in this sentence, what do you see? As well, you can visit Taj Mahal when you visit your aunt in Agra. This sentence is an error. Moving on to another sentence, we can see, you can visit Taj Mahal as well when you visit your aunt in Agra. And this sentence is correct. Why? Why did the first sentence become incorrect and why did the second sentence become correct? Because in the first sentence you used or we used as well in the initial position of the sentence, in the beginning of the sentence. It's incorrect. We cannot use as well in the initial position, in the beginning of the sentence. We have to use as well in the sense of also, when it means also, at the end of a sentence or at the end of a clause. And you can see in our second sentence, you can visit Taj Mahal as well. We used as well at the end of the clause, the end of the first division of the sentence, the first clause. You can visit Taj Mahal as well. So it's very important to remember this rule. You have to use as well at the end of the clause or a sentence. Using as well at the beginning of a sentence is totally incorrect. And this end position matters when as well means also. All those things we discussed in detail in this video. I hope you enjoyed and you have benefited from this video. In that case, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and while subscribing, please tap on the small bell icon and select option all. Then you can receive all the notifications of my future videos. And please give the video a like and share it with your friends and relatives who are interested in improving their English language, and give me your valuable suggestions as comments in our comment box below. Thank you so much. We'll meet soon. Until then, take care. Bye for now.